actually find it. So that's a big worrying point for me, that either it was deleted off it because there were problems with it, or it was no good, or it's yet to be approved again. Who knows? Now, there's lots of people seeming to be using it. There's over 100 comments, and most of them are wow thanks, but some of them are I'm running into little bits of problems. What I'd suggest is, if you're very cautious, avoid it, use something else. If you really want a lot of these functions, then a great idea might be to test it out, see how it works for you. And as I said, this is just a demo version, which seems to be coming into little problems, but it was working for me earlier. But there's so many great things that most other plugins actually make you pay for, like the roots or the custom markers. So please do have a look at it if you feel like giving it a go. If you're in a rush or you want a simpler outfit, there are better plugins. If you want something that has this amount of function, then maybe give it a try. Okay, we're going to have a look at the comprehensive Google Map plugin. Here we are in the shortcode builder, where we get to generate a shortcode for our page. There's a huge array of settings. In the basic settings, you have the size and the zoom that the map starts in. But what's particularly interesting, you have a huge choice of languages, which I haven't seen as an option in many of the other plugins. Same with direction, hint, and most of them have a map type, which is great. The map control is interesting. You can, of course, keep them, most of them shown, which is what most people want. But odd things like scroll wheel and tilt 45 degrees are available as well, which I haven't seen anywhere else. If we move down, this is really one of the big benefits, is the map markers, where you have a huge array of choice of different pin types. There's the airport, there's all sorts of sports and activities, or restaurants and other types of notes. You can mark things by letters or mark things by numbers. So huge amount of choice. This is particularly handy because an awful lot of plugins that we've seen that give this option tend to give it as a premium option that you have to pay for. So let's generate a little marker and see what happens, see how it looks. So let's choose just a simple blue pin, and 35 Ox Street, London, UK. Now this is the interesting part. Enter marker info into the bubble. So you can actually make a statement like join us opening show. Then we just hit add, and there's the pin with the message. Great. Scroll down, there's a few other options there for more complicated things, but let's just generate the shortcode. It's quite a long shortcode. There's the shortcode, and we're going to copy that, go into our page, paste it in, make sure it's in HTML, because it is a piece of code, so you have to be sure of that. Click update, go to the page and refresh the page. And there is our map. Now, this is very interesting. It's a nice map, but it's very square, which is quite interesting. Most Google Maps tend to be quite rectangular to give a better sense. Also, the zoom, probably wanted naturally to start in a little bit closer so you can really see the neighborhood that bit clearer. So this is one of the problems with this plugin. Go back here. This is both the benefit and the problem. There are so many options, but they don't actually give you a live preview. Many plugins give you a live preview, and this is one of the small problems with this. So for example, maybe let's make it 450 wide, right? And let's zoom in to let's say 16, so we want it that bit closer. Let's just use those changes for the minute. The pin is fine, so let's have a look at that. Generate shortcode, do the same again, copy, paste it in, update the page, then update this page, and there it is. As you can see, it's wider and it's closer in the neighborhood. So it does require maybe a little more playing around, a little bit more knowledge of what sort of pixels will give you what, and some of the other settings, but it does allow you to play. Also notice that when I click on the pin itself, that bubble pops up there with 35 Oxford, the address, and the message we wanted, which was join us for opening show. You can click also to get directions to and from there, from your current location, which is a great little add-on there. So you could probably customize this to how you like. As I said though, the greatest drawback of it, that half of these things you don't know what to do and you can't see it in as a live preview. If you have the time, this is probably the best choice Google Maps plugin that I could recommend. Also, as I say, there isn't a live generator, but there is help files that when you click on them, they tell you exactly what each setting does. So when you're playing around with it, you can actually see what that does. So Very comprehensive, huge amount of choice. This would be probably my recommendation out of most of the Google Maps plugins that I've looked at. Check out Comprehensive Google Map.